Right, guys. I've never been one to hide my circumstances ever on Facebook, and I won't this time either. But I think, although it's a personal matter, I need to tell everybody because over the past week I've learned a lot of lessons, and I think I need to pass them on. Wouldn't be much of a educator, or advisor if I didn't pass on what I learned. This all started last Monday. So last Monday, I know a lot of you must have heard of me on the BBC Asia Network when I was talking about being a dad and what I want to do for my kids and leave videos for them after I die. A bit like Superman. So, when he goes into his cave and then he puts the crystals in. And then he can speak to his dad and mum even after they're dead. And I said I was going to leave videos for my kids in situations, little short ones like when you're happy, when you're sad, when you've had a row with the partner, when you're feeling down, when you've been successful. So I talked about that on the BBC and I did my usual immigration slot. Tuesday I went to work in Birmingham. Usual, went into West Brom Town Centre, had a jacket potato with beans, being a little bit healthy. Went for a walk, came back, was working, and I felt as if something was sitting on my chest. I just felt, I had it before, gas goes hona, indigestion hona, usko shatti te beh gaya. So then I had a shatti te beh gaya. Then I thought, all right, I'll drink some water. It's a little paining a little bit. I came back and I told my mum. And I said, Mum, thodi shatti te better lagda khana. She goes, Ja Bila, you'll be all right, have a cup of tea. I had a cup of tea. Wednesday I got up and I thought, you know what, let's just get yourself motivated to lose a bit more weight. So I went gym, went for a swim, went for a steam room, then went to work, finished work, took Kushi to Punjabi class, my daughter. Then came back, took her back, went for a walk in Hounslow West. Thursday I have off and it's my turn to do the school runs. So just before doing the school run, Mum goes, how's your chest? Shati gida? And I said, yeah, just a little bit. It's a bit tight. Just feels a bit tight, like indigestion or gas. So she said, go to the hospital, get it checked out. And I thought, I've got Thursdays off, it's free. So I went in to drop Cushy off, drove myself into hospital, went to reception. The first time in my life, I've been in hospital a few times with Mum and I've been with Dad and on my own, see others. A&E was completely empty, and I mean completely empty. So I was the only one there when I walked in. I strolled up to reception. I said, look, this is a problem. They said, all right, this is a problem. We'll take you in. They did an ECG. They go, looks fine to us. We might have a bit of acid. And I said, all right. They go, but they're going to do a blood test. They did a blood test. And that's when it all started. I could see the sort of like panic and action. They were talking between themselves. I heard a couple of words. One was troponin. And I Googled it. Laying there. They said, look, there's something wrong with your heart. And I said, all right. And even then it didn't compute. I was like, okay, but I need to leave here at 4:30 because I need to pick my daughter up from school and I've got to take her swimming. And then they're like, I don't think you're going anywhere. And then troponin. Then troponin, I read about it. It's an enzyme that's produced when your heart is damaged. And the level's supposed to be 50, and mine came out 6,500. So they said, look, you're having a heart attack, and you've been having one for 2 days. And we need to do something about it right now. Now, when they said that, the first thing that came into mind is, me having a heart attack? Me? Are you sure? I'm 44. I pretty much the last 3 years I look after myself. I go gym. I've lost 25 kilograms. Are you sure it's me? And then it was like a whirlwind. I phoned my wife, phoned Dad. They all came down and Dad was here and they took me for a procedure. And in the procedure, when they were doing the angiogram and having a check on my heart and scanning it, all I could hear the doctors would say, wow, wow. And I just asked him, I said, that's not a good wow, is it? And he goes, no. He goes, you're lucky you came. He kept on saying one thing. They kept on saying, you're lucky you came in today. You're lucky you came in today. At that point, I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. Everything flashed before me, and I started having visions of my kids at my funeral, standing there crying. And then I began to think, my mum, if I die, my mum's gone as well, and my family's destroyed. They worked hard. I got emotional. I started crying. I've got no shame in admitting that. I started crying. The nurses saw me, the doctor saw me, goes, look, good news, we've stented one of the arteries, but your arteries are damaged and you should need surgery, but I can see what state you're in and we're going to, give you a break till tomorrow, but you're not going anywhere, you need medication. So all I kept on thinking was, I need to reverse time. This just shouldn't be happening to me. I need to go back in time. I wish I could just reverse the last 24 hours. And then he told me, look, this hasn't happened overnight. This is a result of 10 odd years. And I said, but the last 3 years I've been really good. And he says, well, what about the years before? And I said, well, hands up. I didn't have the best diet. It's all been carbying and booze and curries and neglect and lack of exercise and being overweight. So then on Friday they said, look, you might need a bypass, you might need this and X, Y, and Z. And, I won't go into details, but pretty much, they laid it on the line. They said, if we have surgery, it'll give you 10 years. And when he said that, I said, 10 years? I said, I've got a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old. I need at least 20 years. What are they going to do? If I die when my kid's 11, what's he going to do? When my daughter's 17, what's she going to do? I said, you can't talk like this. And wake up call was a bit in a brutal way. So for the last week, I haven't been in the office. I've been in hospital. I haven't told a lot of people about it. I haven't broadcasted it because I thought I don't even know what was going to happen myself. Today's Thursday, same day that I came in last week here, when I thought I was coming in for indigestion. You don't come in for indigestion and get told you're having a heart attack. I'm sorry. I don't feel like that. Look, there you go. There's my name on the fatah. I'm here. The good news is after treatment, today they're going to let me go. And they've said, Harjap, you're a really lucky guy. You need to change your lifestyle, change everything, watch what you eat, keep your diabetes under control. And this is the thing, I've got diabetes, and people with diabetes need to wake up and start checking it and monitoring it. I didn't, and I'm here. And my message is, if you don't keep hold of your health, then there's a bed here every day, for one reason or another. Either someone goes home or they don't go home. And I'd hate that to be anyone else. Especially if you're young age and you've got kids. People 60, 65 have heart attacks, bypasses, you can understand that. People of 44, or 40s or in their 30s, they shouldn't be having that. This is preventable and it's something we can just need to take care of. The other thing is, one thing that I learned on the operating table is I've done everything I wanted in my life. If I was young and single, or if I was just single and my kids were old, I wouldn't mind dying tomorrow. I really wouldn't. I've got nothing left to achieve and prove to anyone. But when you have kids, your life isn't yours anymore. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to them. You're holding this body and this life for them on trust. Yeah, you're holding it. That's a lawyer's language, but you know what I mean. That life is theirs, and it's down to you to look after it and protect it. So you always would say, Hannah, I speak to a lot of people. I say, how much do you love your kids? They go, love my kids ultimately. I say, what would you do for your kids? They say, I would die for my kids. I don't want to die for my kids. I'm going to live for my kids. And I want you to live for your kids as well. Don't die for your kids, live for them. They're not going to get anything from your death. They're going to get something from your life. You ask all them people who write statuses on Facebook that I miss my dad. I wish my mum was here. I wish I could talk to them longer. They're not around. Ask them what they want. They just want their mum and dads to be alive and be with them so they can discuss their problems with them. And this is another thing. Guys, girls, you can work yourself to death. You can be at stress as much as you want, but you need to talk about it and you need to release it. And me doing this video is my form of release. It's telling you that, look, I'm getting it out of my system. I'm not going to bottle this up. I'm not going to hide this. I've never hidden anything in my life. You lot know even when I go to the toilet on Facebook. So, you know, so I'm telling you this for a reason. Monday I went to the BBC. Tuesday I had a heart attack. Thursday I'm in hospital. They're doing an operation and procedure on me. I've survived. When you hear the word heart attack, what do you associate it with? Death. Keeling over and dying. What's the other thing you associate it with? And then if a banda survives, they've got a stroke, they're paralysed, they can't talk. I feel now as fit as I was last week or the week before. So that's God's grace. God's given me a second chance. There's no way I'm going to sit here and say, yeah, this has all happened. God's given me a second chance. And I've been lucky. But you know what lucky means? It means one off. If everyone's lucky every day, they wouldn't call it lucky. You'll be lucky once or twice. You won't be lucky all the time. And next time I might not be lucky. So this is why I need to tell you, we're not all that lucky. You might not be lucky. I might not be lucky. And because of neglect, don't neglect your health. ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖੋ ਸਿਹਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਬਚਾ ਲਿਆ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਹਦੀ I don't know whose good blessing it is. You know how the mind works? I was sitting there and I was thinking, I was laying in an operating theatre and I thought, what an unlucky person I am. There's no one unluckier than me. I'm 44, I've got 2 kids, I'm stuck here fighting life and death. Now I sit here and think, you know what? I'm the luckiest person around. I get out of here, I can walk up. I'm going to get out alive. I might not. Instead of this video, you might have been seeing one of them cards about my borg and my ardas. In a matter of minutes. And the doctor said if you hadn't come in on the Thursday, you would have collapsed somewhere. And he goes, then it wouldn't have been all right. So, the good news is, I'm going home. Going home to my kids. A week later, after I thought I'd never see them again. And I'm going to surprise them, because they don't think I'm coming back today. So they think I'm going to be in here another week. So I'm going to go home and surprise them and say Daddy's back. And surprise my family. Learn something from me. Learn something. Don't watch this for entertainment purposes. Etuko seklo. Guys, you're not looking after your health. Excessively drinking. Koi fayda nahi. Binge drinking. Koi fayda nahi. The pain that you suffer, minutes, I would have died on the table. Pain would have been over. Your family has to live with the pain after you die for the rest of your life. You're really giving them pain. Do you want to give it? This is all preventable. Clean up your diet. Get off the fizzy drinks. Get off the carbs. Change your whole game. Lose the weight. Go for walks. Stop being lazy. Take the wife with you. Get the kids into good feed habits. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੇ ਸਵਾ ਖਾਣੇ ਉਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਾਪੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਨਿਆਣੇ kids copy what our parents do. You start jumping about like a monkey in a drawing room, your kid will do the same. You start reading books, your kid will do the same. You eat broccoli, your kids will do the same. You start eating junk, crisps, sweets, your kids will do the same. Yeah, it's a very hard lesson I've learnt. It could have been a lot worse. So please, Bucky, give me a bit of rest now for a week or so. Yes, let me get my thoughts together. You know, thank you. I know you're gonna give messages and thank you, and I thank every single one of you lot for that. And I don't know which one of your सीसा लगियां मैनू. I don't know. पता नहीं किधर काम किया जो सीसा लगियां. That's the only way it could be. Because if it was a curse, I would be dead. I fought my whole life. You fight your whole life. As a kid, I fought poverty. Then I fought to get an education. Then I fought to get a job. Then I fought to start my own business. Then I fought to get on the media, mainstream. Did up on the henny on there. I fought to do what I want to. I fought to have a kid. When I was told I couldn't have a kid, you lot know my story. After 9 years, we had a kid. That was a fight in itself. Then we fought for the second one. But this is now the biggest fight. And it's not for myself. I've got to fight for my kids and their future. And I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. I've always fought. And the fight isn't physically, but in maslana or that's not a physical fight. This is a mental fight. This is sorting your head out. Changing the way you see life. Those of you who haven't got kids, what about your parents? You're their kid. On the Thursday after my procedure, I FaceTimed my mum. And it was an emotional moment. I couldn't talk to her. I couldn't get any words out. I didn't know what to say. And she didn't know what to say. And she was just crying and I was just crying. And all I kept thinking was, Mum, you know how I'm thinking about my kids now? You must be thinking that about right now, about me. You're the only one who cares about me in that way. Because you're my mum, and I'm your pot, and I'm your little kid. I will one day open up and tell you all about, I'm going to start doing videos about how I felt and how you can improve your lives. And I've been doing that for ages anyway, I've put my whole life on Facebook. But this is what's happened. That's why I've been quiet. I've still been tweeting and stuff like that because when you're in a hospital, you have a lot of time to think. There's not much to do, but if you don't have an iPad or an iPhone or the internet, thank God for that. But can't praise the doctors enough, can't praise the nurses enough. And there's another thing, all you guys who bang on about immigrants. Meri jaan immigrant aane bachaiya. I was saved by immigrants. On this ward, all of the nurses are immigrants. A couple ain't. The doctors are all immigrants. They're the ones who are saving lives, mate. Next time we go on an anti-immigrant rash, ke baron bande bahut aa gaye, falana timkada. You tell me how many lives you've saved. And I'll tell you how many lives these people have saved. In one day, they're probably going to save about 10, 12 lives. Until you save that many lives a day, you don't have a right to bash anyone. Concentrate on your families. Concentrate on what's important. Prioritize your life. Get yourself into right habits. This is second birth. Believe me, I'm not going to mess it up. I'm not going to mess it up. Yeah. So, that's all. I just wanted to get off my chest. I'm going to go home now. I'm going to go see my daughter. And tonight, make sure you lot make it home. See your families. Prioritize your life. And tomorrow, get up and change your life. Get healthier, get fitter. If not, like I said, there's a bed khali on the every day a bed gets empty here. They're waiting for you. Don't get to that stage. This bed had my name on it for 7 days. After I go today, it's got someone else's name on it. Bed nahi khali honi. Chalo bach gaye, shukriya. Pataka pay jana si. Thode busy bicche rahe jana si. At least I still got my bloody sense of humour. I shall be seeing you out and about, but no drinking and no excessive eating. You probably see a lot thinner version of me. Chalo baar tak ghate Wasn't the best way I wanted it, but yeah. Anyway, one love. Hope you understand. Hope the message wasn't too long. But probably the best 20 minutes you'll spend today. Take care. God bless. I want to get my act together. You need to start thinking about getting your acts together for yourselves. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ਼ੁਕਰ ਹੈ ਤੇਰਾ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ ਕਰੀ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ 2 ਵਕਤ ਦੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਦੇਈ ਸਭ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਰੱਖੀ That's my prayer.